Tinubu replies Atiku, Sowore over calls for Nnamdi Kanu's release. Okay. The presidency has responded to growing calls for the immediate release of the detained leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, Nnamdi Kanu. In a statement released through Bayo Ononuga, special advisor to President Bola Tinubu on information and strategy, the presidency described the renewed agitation for Kanu's release as an attempt to incite disorder and to undermine the rule of law. I know say na Bayo Ononuga, na him dey write this thing. They did not send him message. He's the one that is replying of his own accord. And I know that he was going to talk rubbish. It is an attempt to incite disorder and undermine the rule of law. Undermine which rule of law? In a post shared on his official X, formerly Twitter handle, Onanuga criticized Sahara reporter publisher Omoyele Sowore for mobilizing a protest to demand Kanu's release. He accused Sowore of acting under the guise of activism to create chaos. He said you are nothing more than an anarchist, masquerading as a right activist. You know that it is Bayo Ononuga that is replying. It is not the president though. You very well know that Nnamdi Kanu is facing trial for treason, and you want to cause a breakdown of law and order. Which treason? Treason called treason that you people have not found evidence for since. You want to cause breakdown of law and order by mobilizing for a protest. Is this the kind of revolution you envisage for Nigeria? Before everybody that has been getting evolution, all the Mali, Abina, what's the name of that country that have been free from bad leaders? What kind of revolution did you think they did? That's the kind of revolution that we envisage, because that's the only language that people understand. He says, is that the kind of revolution you envisage for Nigeria, where the rule of law will be violated and your idea of justice will be the law of the jungle? Ononuga wrote, what did you think last none? His reaction came shortly after Sowore announced plans for a nationwide protest tagged Free Nnamdi Kanu Now, scheduled to take place on October 20 at 7 a.m. in Abuja. Sowore stated, we now have a date for the historic Free Nnamdi Kanu Now protest march to the Aso Rock Villa in Abuja. It is October 20 at 7 a.m. Nwaneri Remi says, Onanuga, shut up. The violation of rule of law started with you. How many times I've called through that he should be released? Did you obey it? And how long has he been standing trial? Whereas the same law said justice delayed is justice denied. Don't mind them. Nwakoba says, you be mumu man. You see your face like that of the devil. Atanebi says, the president is talking about the rule of laws. He forgot the same rule of law and forced his way to the office, doing no manner of things which is not in accordance with the rules. Now he's talking about rules. Don't mind them. Don't mind them. Gabriel says, now God will punish you. Which rule of law? God has said, leave this man, let him go. People refuse to release him, saying he committed treason. Which treason did he commit? Gabriel Ellen says, Atiku says, there is much bloodshed in Nigeria, so allowing Nnamdi Kanu to buy in detention is another catastrophe, looming and loading. I don't think any reasonable Igbo man and people of good conscience will sleep with two eyes closed. Mr. President, with all due respect, do the needful now. Paul says there's nothing like rule of law in Nigeria. Exactly. There's nothing like rule of law. Everybody's just doing anything that they like. Laws are only applied. Igbos are Christians in Nigeria, so don't tell us about rule of law, you demon. Amos Omoigberale says, meanwhile, a local government chairman in Katsina State just attended the marriage ceremony of the son of a bandit in Katsina State. Are we really in the same country? Release the young man. He has suffered enough. I'm telling you, see what happened since 2015. Or are you waiting to use him to buy Igbo votes in 2027? I don't even understand them. I don't understand them. Evangelist says there is no rule of law in Nigeria. After all, your president Bat is the father of breaking rules of law. Free Nnamdi Kanu. Free him. Let the man go. What's happen? Tony Romosele says, you all are useless leaders because releasing Kanu has been overdue since he was granted bail several times with case no evidence of wrongdoings. But federal government continues to act like a criminal that they are to satisfy some of their political criminal classmates from the East who see Kanu as a problem to their political career. Yes, because that man still in prison till now is because some people in the Southeast don't want him out. They are benefiting from this corrupt leadership. So they don't want the man out because it's going to disturb them. It's going to deprive them. That is why he's still there. I'm telling you. Atiku says everything about Nnamdi Kanu is unlawful. His arrest, his rendition, his detention is unlawful because he's an Igbo man. How can Igbos forget Biafra civil war without releasing him as Nnamdi Kanu? release the man, because God forbid something happens to that man in prison. Say, God forbid something really happens to that man. Agronge says, even if you can't go to your village and stay for a week, thank God you can only close markets in Igbo land. At Alex says, all this law and courts, we understand it all, right one and the wrong one. His lawyers are there, definitely defending positively all these years till now. Free Nnamdi Kanu, Baba Bola Tinubu, for the sake of Igbo's love and care you have for them, eh? And that is among the greatest things Igbo's friends, the world will truly appreciate from you. And that will add to your prestige and honor in entire global. Please, Mr. President and his co-rulers, do the needful. Okay now. Ogunyemi Sunday says, the reason why God created this young generation without a brain or wisdom needs to be sad, because nobody can blame God. Their thinking is deep, shallow. 0% the lakai understanding. Thoroughly end time has come. The world is coming to an end. Adeodi says, Nnamdi Kanu was arrested unlawfully. Even Kenya government has reacted to it and has taken lawful steps to sue Nigeria government. So Presidency is now talking about law when they are number one violators of law in this country, Nigeria. I cry for this nation. Chichi says, the so-called child to the president, God will tie you rope and keep you at a place you will suffer for supporting evil. You buy a miserable death, you and your group, so shall it be. Solomon says, is there any evil in Nigeria? Where is the law? Useless people, why suffering the innocent man, while Fulani terrorists are moving freely? The president that voted you in that position. Odoa says, the problem I have with Bayo is his mindset. How would calling for the release of Kanu be termed incitement? I'm telling that Bayo, it's from another planet. There are so many other protests in this country, but it is not inciting anybody. The mention of bones in a proverb that gets the woman uneasy. They just like to exaggerate things. Somebody say he wants to do a peaceful protest. He say he wants to incite problems. How? How is he inciting problem? Law says useless politicians with lies and deceitful intent. God will punish in our generation. Kevin Brown says, in Nigeria have law. Mr. President, I don't know, because I have been living my life without Nigeria. Glad he says, rule of law that people have murdered and buried in Nigeria. Stay. Morgan Ken says, Kanu must be freed. See who they talk about law. Ask them whether Kanu arrest them lawfully. Tabi their papa with them, they serve, they obey law. I never see anything. Just of course, I don't think if there is any politician who will go to heaven, especially this by God Nnamdi, because he's the one talking by himself. He's not the president that sent the message. He's just talking on his own. If I says, if really there is a rule of law in Nigeria, Nnamdi Kanu wouldn't be in custody by now. Ononuga, to hell with your rule of law. So, my listeners, don't forget to like, share, subscribe. Thank you for listening. See you some other time. Bye.